Good morning, everyone. This is Bremster, and today I'm coming to you with what is actually quite a treat for me. The puzzles, and I say puzzles, I bring you today. I have no idea if this is going to be a long video because these are both blind solves. The puzzles I bring you this morning are by one of my favorite setters in the world, Ashish Kumar. And just quick diversion at the beginning. When I first got into Sudoku, I found it very, very hard to find puzzles that would teach me the basic techniques or teach me techniques that would improve my Sudoku skills. And I was very, very fortunate that I found Ashish Kumar's Enthralling Sudoku sets. Ashish has a Patreon called Enthralling Sudoku, and he also has an ebook which is called his Enthralling Sudoku book. And I joined his Patreon, and on his Patreon, which I think is $5 a month, I should have checked, it could be less, you get sent. At the beginning of the month, you get sent a bunch of classic Sudokus. It's 20 at the moment. You get sent 20 classic Sudokus at the start of the month. And then at the end of the month, I think you get sent 20 variant Sudokus. And they are all very, very good for all skill levels. I find his classic Sudokus generally do not require you to have knowledge of incredibly advanced techniques. So you will not need to understand things like Y-wings or advanced chains or set theory or anything in order to solve his classics. What they will do is they will give you a very strong foundation in scanning techniques, pointing pairs and things like that, looking for hidden triples. Those are the sorts of techniques that Ashish will really, his puzzles will give you a very good skill understanding of and allow you to practice. Then his variant sets will introduce you to his sets will include always some variants that you will know, some thermos, some killers. He won't include those every month, but you will see them quite regularly. But there'll always be some variants that every month there are some variants I've never seen before. So he will play around and come up with stuff that as just different, and they always cause you to think about the interactions of those logic of those in different ways. And again, the techniques involved, they're not I wouldn't call them the genuinely approachable concept that seems to be going around at the moment, but they are good. Like, I came into these and I started finding Ashish's puzzles very early in my Sudoku journey, and if it wasn't for Ashish's puzzles, I never would have gotten as, I mean, I'm not a great solver, but I never would have gotten as good as I am. So I need to thank Ashish for that, and I highly recommend, particularly if you're just starting your Sudoku journey, his puzzles are great. And if you're further along your journey and you're a much better solver, I think his puzzles are really, really good for just going back and honing those skills, because they do require you to use the Sudoku skills that a lot of people take for granted. And I just find them very, very valuable. So I reached out to Ashish and said, may I cover some of your puzzles from his paid content? And he very, very graciously said that I could. So today I'm bringing you two puzzles. One is from his October set, which is the classic you see in front of you. This is classic number 8 from his October set. This was released this month. And this is a classic puzzle. I've not done it yet. I've picked one that I thought looked good. They're always quite attractive puzzles. I have no idea what the logic on this one is, and this will be one of the puzzles I bring you today. The variant I bring you is actually one from last month, and it is this puzzle, which is called Asterisk Sudoku. And this puzzle... so the classic Sudoku is just classic Sudoku rules, and the which I'll go over in a. Actually, I'll quickly go over it. So, in this puzzle, of course, standard Sudoku rules apply in every box, in every row, and in every column, the digits 1 to 9 must be placed without repetition. In the Asterisk Sudoku, it is one extra rule, which is these green cages. And I've reset this puzzle. So in the one that he sent out, it was grey boxes, but I have trouble seeing the digits on grey boxes. So I've reset this puzzle to use green cages. Within these green cages, there must be a unique set of the digits from 1 to 9. So it's like an extra region split out around the 9 boxes. So they're the two puzzles I'm going to attempt today, having not seen them before. Again, thank you to Ashish. I will provide links to both his ebook, which is on PayHip, I think it is, as well as to his Patreon page below. I will provide links to these puzzles, which, as I said, these are paid content, and he has very graciously, gratefully, I'm grateful, he's gracious, allowed me to share these puzzles with you. And even if you are, and I know a lot of the people who watch my channel are very experienced at Sudoku, I think his puzzles are very, very good for just honing those skills that a lot of us take for granted. Anyway, now let's try these puzzles. So, what am I looking for? And one of the things I find with Ashish's puzzles is because they require scanning, which I am bad at, that I am often quite slow at them. But, oh, that's a 5. That's why I do them, because they do require me to hone the skills that I need to hone in order to improve my puzzle solving. 3 goes into one of those two. And I imagine a lot of the people who do watch my channel who are much better at scanning than I am are going to plow through these puzzles and find these videos very slow. That's a 9. That's a 6. No. 2. That's a 9. One. I have, as I said, I've picked these puzzles completely blindly without knowing anything about them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 7, 8. Well, 1 can't be up the top here. And these are the sort of basic skills that you need. It's like in this row, there were 3 possible candidates. 1 was already in the box, so you can immediately place the 1. The 7, 8 pair is resolved. Gives us a triple in this box, which is 2, 3, and 9. 2 can't go there. And on Ashish's channel, both he and Kishore solve a lot of classic Sudokus, and they solve much more advanced ones. So you can go there and find a lot of advanced classic Sudokus, and they will demonstrate the advanced techniques, even though the puzzles from his Patreon packs don't require them. You will get a lot of puzzles from his YouTube channel, Unshackling Sudokus and Puzzles, which do. And I will provide a link to that below as well. These are 3, 6, 7, and 2. And that can't be 2. That can't be 3 or 6. Can't be 2. That's not where I should have been looking. It's 3, 4, 6 without being 3. I'm missing something in my scanning. That's a 5. So these are now 3, 7, and 8, and the 5 because there were 3 5s looking into the box with. So that 5 was knocking out those. That 5 was knocking out that one. 3, 7, and 8. Really? Okay. Oh, that 1. That could never have been a 1. That's the 1. 3, 4, 7, and 8. 4 can't be there, 4 can't be there. That must be the 4, which makes that the 3. That makes that the 6, makes that the 7. 1, 2, 3, 7 and 8 again. That's a 3, 7, 8 triple in the column. So that can't be 3. This must be 2 or 9, and it can't be 9. That's 2. That's 9. That's 3. That's 2. That's 7. This is not 7. 7 must be down here, so there is no 7 in here. Again, reinforcing the basic techniques. The 3 above makes that an 8. Missing from this column seems to be a 4. That 3, of course, makes that an 8. I could have had that before. We've got a 3-7 pair down here. There is no 8 in here. That's a 3-7 pair. There is no 7 in there. There is no 3 in there. So this becomes a 6. This becomes a 2. What is missing from that row is 8. Again, honing my scanning skills. Now, the problem I'm going to have now is whenever I encounter this pattern where I've got all of the digits in the central cross like this, it means that the information being provided into these corners sometimes can be really minimal, and I find it can be very, very hard to progress. These digits that we've already got are going to be the places that I start though, because they are going to provide some constraints. Like I know that there's 2 9s there, so that must be a 9. That eliminates 9 from there and puts 9 into there, and I think that's all the 9s. So what's now most restricted? 7 isn't. 7, no, not 7. What about 5? Well, 5 is in one of those two. I've already got 5 in one of those two. 2 is in one of those two. 2. Okay, this row is missing 1, 5, 6, and 8. So this is 1, 5, 6, 1, 6, 8. This is a 1 because it's got 5, 6, and 8. So that's a 1. I can take 1 out of those. This is 5, 6, and 8. So this has now got this down to 3 options. This column is missing 2, 3, and 4. So that's 3 or 4. That's 2, 3, or 4. That's 2, 3, or 4. Okay, that was not the place to look. But every digit we find will put more and more pressure onto these corners. 3, 4, 5, and 6. So this is 3 or 6. 3, 5, and 6. 3, 4, and 6. 4, 5, and 6. That's not what I wanted. Hmm. 1, 2, this is 3, 4, 5, 6. This is 3 or 7. So I've got a 3, 7 pair in the column because, again, looking for pressure on cells. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 8, and 9. This is a 3, 7, giving a 3, 7 pair in both the row and the column. So these can only be 1, 2, and 6. 1, 2, 6, 1 and 6, 1 and 6, because there's a 2 there and a 2 there. That becomes a 2. Okay, that didn't help as much as I want. Let's look at this column. So the 3 cells missing, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 8. That can't be 5. That can't be 5, so that becomes the 5. There's a one. Okay, and this is the sort of trick I love it when Ashish pulls. So we've got a 1-7 in row 2 and a 1-7 in row 3, not in box 1. So we can't put 1-7 in here, and we've now got a 1 in here and 1 in here, which, as we can see here, 1 and 7 cannot be in any of those. These are pointing into this box, forcing this to be a quintuple, but this makes this a 1-7 pair. I mean, we could have got it from the quintuple, but the pointing stuff is things that I miss all the time when solving. And that's why I love these packs for practicing. Of course, I will be missing stuff, though. This is now a quadruple. So it's 2, 3, 4, 8. So this has got a 2, 3. So this is a 4, 8, giving us a 4, 8 pair, which means this is a 2, 3 pair, because we had the 1, 7 and the 4, 8, and these were given. This is a 2, 3 pair, making that a 6. This is not a 6. This is not a 6. This is a 4, 6. No, wait, I did that wrong. This is not a 6. This is not a 6. This is a 4, 5, 8 triple. So these three are known, which are 1, 6, and 7. That's not 6 or 1, that's a 7. So we've got a 1, 6 pair down here. Yeah, that matches up with that. What are these? They are from 2, 3, and 8. That can't be a 2. This is a 3, 4, 8 triple, makes that a 7, makes that a 3, makes that a 7, makes that 3, makes that 7, makes that 1, makes that 7. That 1 makes that 6, makes that 1, makes that 6. There's a 3, 4, 8 triple in this row, so what we're missing is 1. These are 3, 4, and 8. That 6 is making that the 8, so there's no 8 there. The 6 is making that a 3, 4 pair, which is what we're missing from the row. And take 8 out of there. That's a 3, 4 pair. That becomes the 8. That becomes the 3. That becomes the 4. That becomes a 2. That becomes an 8. The 2 makes that a 3 and that a 2. 3, 4, 3, 4. The 8 makes that 4, which makes that 3. That's not 3. This is a 5, 6 pair, but this is a 4. This is a 3. The 8 makes that 5, makes that 6, that 5, that 4, that 8, and that finishes the puzzle. So, as I've said, excuse me for 1 second. His puzzles aren't brutally difficult, but they do force you to sort of look for those sort of pointing the pointing digits and looking for the triples that we found in the row and the hidden pairs and things. And those are skills that will really help you, even if you're doing just a lot of the variant Sudoku that you find on things like they're cracking the cryptic Discord server, or some of the more difficult puzzles that he puts on the Unshackling Sudokus and puzzles channel. Very, very good for those. So now let's look at the one that I think is going to be more challenging, because his variant ones always incorporate some more tricky logic. Let's have a look at the Asterisk Sudoku, which, as I said, it's normal Sudoku rules, but these green cages, which, as I said, I've reset this puzzle, will contain a unique set of the digits from 1 to 9. Okay. Well, we get a 6 in the top row. Is there something matching at the bottom? No, but they need to be 4. That 4 can't go in there in the top row, so that becomes a 4. Ah, here we go. This is the sort of trick I think I was talking about before. There is a 1 and 9 in here. We need to put a 1 and a 9 in row 9, and we can't put it in here. So this is a hidden 1-9 pair. I don't know if that's the right terminology, but yeah, this is a 1-9 forced 1-9 pair because we cannot put the 1 or the 9 in here. It's going to be something about these, I'm sure. So these are now triples. So this is 3, 8, and 9. That can't be 3. This is 2, 5, 7. And that can't be 2. That can't be 7. Not yet prepared to pencil mark. Well, I am prepared to pencil mark this because there's a 1-2 looking into this box. So that becomes a 1-2 pair. So this is a 5-7 pair, which means these are from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, and 9. That can't be 6. So we've now got an 8-9 pair. That becomes a 6. Really nice. And again, just all of these digits putting just enough pressure on the cells to give us a digit that well, that was incredibly obvious if I was to look for it. But I didn't. So, that's on me. Is there something similar happening over here? No, because the 1 and the 9. Is there pressure? Yes. So this 3 now must go in one of those two cells. But the 2, the 1 and the 9 don't work the same way. There's got to be something with these because partly because that's what the puzzle is about, and partly because I've done enough of Ashish's puzzles to know that there's going to be a trick early on with those. What digits do we have the most of? Sixes. So 6 can't go there, 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 6 can't go there. So 6 is in one of those 3. So it means that we couldn't put a 6, for example, in that cell. Because if we put a 6 in this cell, it would eliminate 6 from all 3 of those. So that means 6 is in one of these 3 cells in box. No, hang on. Is that right? Yes, 6 is in one of those 3 cells in box. In box 8. But I don't think that's helping me. 4 can't go there, 4 can't go there, 4 can't go there, 4 can't go there. That 4 is seeing both of those. That 4 is seeing both of those. That's a 4. Okay. That's kind of nice. And yeah, I was expecting something like that, but that a naked single, hidden single. I don't know. I'm bad at terminology, but that was very, very clever. Where do I go now? It's probably Sudoku. Oh, that 9 is looking over, making that an 8, making that a 9, making that a 3-8 pair. So I can't put 1 or 2 in there. But there's still a lot of options. Like 2 can go in either of those 2 cells. 1's got 2 cells it can go into. 3 and 8 have to go in one of those 3 cells. There does seem to be a lot of pressure on this column. I'm going to pencil mark that, and if it turns out to be horrible. So it's 1, 2, 3, 7, 8, 9. Now 1 and 2 can't go in there. 3, 8 can't go in there. Yeah, that's not great. It's 4 options. Anyone who's watched me solve will know I'm tempted to keep that. What about up here? 2, 3, 5, 8. Well, that's not 2 or 3. But they're completely unrestricted. Three, 4, 6, and 8. Well, there's no 3 there. There's no 6 or 4 there. That's a 3 or an 8. There's no 4 there. There's no 4 there. I am missing something. 5 can't go in any of those because of a single 5. That 5 knocks out that one. Can't put 5 into any of those. Can't put 5 there because 5 is forced down there. So 5 is in one of those 2. Does that do anything? Well, it knocks 5 out of that cell. Because if 5 was there, it would see both of those. It also means 5 can't be in that cell. So that means this can only be, can't be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It can be 6 or 8 only. Because it sees 1, 2, 3, 4. We've eliminated 5 and it sees 7 and 9. So this can only be 6 or 8. It's close to giving us a triple. Similarly, this is close to giving us a triple. We know that 2 and 3 must exist out here. So that was interesting, but I'm not sure it's giving me anything yet. Or at all. Okay, let's look at some basic Sudoku again. 4. Oh, that 8 is making that a 3. That is not a 3. Now we've got a 6, 8 pair in the column. So we can take 8 out of all of those. This is now a 2, 3, 5 triple in the column. So these are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. These are a 1, 4 pair. Three must be in one of those because in the 2, 3, 5 they must be in that box. Taking 3 out of there. I've no idea how he turns out so many puzzles a month that have these sorts of tricks in them. I'm just glad he does. So that means 4 is here and here. So 4 must be down here. So this is forced to be a 4. I possibly got that when I eliminated a 4 pencil mark, but missed it. Because this is now a 6-8 pair, which means this is not a 6. 6 must be in one of those two. This is 4 digits. I'm tempted to say what they are. They're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, they're not 5. 1, 2, 6, and 7. This is not 2. This is not 6. This is not 6. Is that as far as I can take that? Blast. So this is 5, 6, 7, and 8, but I don't think... So everything else is a pair, but that one is not. 6 must be in one of those two in the box, though. It's going to come from the asterisks, I'm sure. So 1, 2, 7, 9 in that one without being a 1. Actually, that's not a 1 either. 1 is down here. So this is 2, 7, 9. What can we put in here? We can't put 1, 2, 3, 4. We can put 5. We can't put 6. We can put 7, 8, or 9. In here, we can put 2. In fact, 2 has to be in one of those 2 cells and has from the very beginning of the puzzle. 2, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's not great. And here we can put 1. We can't put 2, 3, no 4, no 5, no 6, 7, 8, and 9. And the reason I'm pencil marking these is I want to look at where particular digits can go. So 1 can go there, which eliminates just 1 from there. That's not great. 2 has a lot of options. 3 can only... Let me confirm that. I've got 3 listed in those because that'll be huge. 3 can't go there. 3 can't go there because of that 3. Can't go there because of the same 3. Can't go there because of that 3. Can't go there because of that 3. Can't go there because of that 3. And that's a 4. 3 is in one of those two. Right. So this cannot be a 3. And we've already figured out that 3 is in one of those two spots. Because if this was a 3, we wouldn't be able to put 3 in either of those two asterisk cells. I'm going to get that wrong so many times. Try saying that 12 times in a video. And so this cannot be the 3. This must be the 3, which means this is not the 3, which means 3 is in one of those two cells. So this is now 2, 5, 8. Well, it might not be huge, but it was useful. So this is now a 2, 5 pair. 9 has to go across here now. It always has, or since I got that, which was ages ago. So that was 3. Did that put any more pressure on 2? Not really. What about 1? Well, again, 1 can't go there. What about 4? No, I've got 4. 5. 5 can go there. Wait, what? Oh, that was one of the two options where we could put 5. So if that's a 3, that's a 5. Which takes 5 out of there. Okay. 6 is there, there, or there. Which means that's not a 6, but we had that not as a 6 anyway. 7. Oh, that's not a 7 either. Is that cell really pressured? What can that cell be? Because it sees so many digits. Like, the only ones of these it doesn't see are these. It sees everything else. So it must be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, because they're the only ones of, it sees the other 5 digits. So it must be come from one of those. So it's either 3, 4, 5 or 1 or 2. It can't be 1. It can't be 4. So this is 2, 3, or 5. We know 3 and 5 must be along here. Can't be 5, so it's 2 or 3. Okay. I get the feeling there's a subtle trick in this I'm missing, but oh well. 6, 7, 8, 9. No, that's not a 6. That's a 7, 8, 9. So these are... Wait. There's no 5 there. So these are 2, 7, 8, 9. Right, correct. This will be my scanning letting me up again. Is it pressure on this box? Now, where did I stop on this? Do I need to look at, say, 7? It's, again, all on that cell. 8. It's all on that cell. Pardon me. Nine. Again, it's all on that cell. So there's probably some Sudoku I am missing. Please don't let the failure of the solver reflect on the quality of the puzzles. I thought the trick with the 3 up here was really cool, but it doesn't seem to have given me much. What am I missing? It is so much harder to solve when there's a camera looking at you. Okay, so this is a known quintuple, so let's have a look. 1, 2, 3, 5, 7, 9. Well, that's not a 2. Well, that's absolutely horrible. Yeah, that's just awful. And this pencil marking is almost certainly not required to solve the puzzle. This is just me failing. I'm as in I'm just failing to spot what I should be seeing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this is a 7, 8, 9. 1, 2. So there's a 5 in one of those two. Matching the 5 in one of those two and the 5 in one of those four. There's got to be something just looking at something that I have not seen. Is it something around one of these cages again? I'm sorry, Ashish. You'll have put something really nice in here and I'm not seeing it. Okay, 1, 1, 1. If I could eliminate 1 from here. And I think I can. So they're the possible positions for 1. This is actually a little tricky. If I put 1 here, that puts 1 here. So if I put 1 here, it means that this has to be a 2. That puts 1 into that cell, and then there's nowhere left for a 1 in box 7. So this cannot be a 1. Now, if I look at, so this is no longer a 1. This one's a little bit more obvious. If I put a 1 here now, I cannot put a 1 here, and I have to put a 1 here, and I've got 2 1s in the row. This is not a 1. This is a 1. This is a 2. The first one was a little bit tricky to see. The second one, I think, was much nicer. So this becomes a 1. This becomes a 9. 1 is in one of those two. That 2 makes that 5, makes that 8, makes that 2, makes that 7, makes that 5, makes that 2. That becomes 6 and that becomes 8. That becomes 7. The 8 takes 8 out of any cage that's got an 8 in it. Nine must be in one of those two because it's the only two positions left in the box, so I can take 9 out of those. That 5 is making that a 7 and making that a 5. The 7 makes that a 9, which takes 9 out of those, which means this is the last place in this box for a 9. This is a 2, 7. There is no 7 there. This feels like it's progressing a little bit better now. There is no 9 in either of those. 7 must be in one of those two. That 7 is looking across saying that's not the 7, this is the 7. There is no 7 in either of those because of that 7, which I got a while ago. That's an 8-9 pair, making that a 6. There is no 6 in the middle cage. There is now a 2-7 pair, so this is the 6. This is not the 6. So this is the last one to resolve. That 2-7 pair is looking at that cell. One of those must be a 2, that must be a 3. So there is no 3 there, there is no 3 there. That's very cool. This is now a known pair, which is 1 and 3, I think. That's an X-wing on ones, so one must go into one of those. 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, and 8. That can't be 4. That can't be 8. These are 3, 5, 8, and 9. This feels like it's mostly down to, or just down to Sudoku now, although when I get one of these, it'll force the other. These are 1, 2, 7, and 8. That can't be 7 or 2. That can't be 2. The only place left in this column, that's a 2, that's a 7, that's a 2, that's a 5, that's a 2. That is not a 2. This is a 1, 7 pair. 2, 2. I've got the 2. That's fine. This is not a 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is a 7, 8, 9. That's not an 8. That's not a 9. This is a 1, 7, 8, 9 quadruple. So this is 3, 4, 5, and 6. There is no 6 down here. I feel this is a bad way to do it. There is no 5 there. This feels very clunky. But this is just down to Sudoku now. So of course I'm going to struggle. There'll be something blatantly obvious. Scan better, Brimster, scan better. What am I missing? After all this, I feel like I've done all the hard work and then I'm just stumbled at the end of the race. Talk about an anticlimactic end to a video. Oh, come on. This is crazy. Have I made a mistake somewhere? That's a 6. That is not a 6. That's not a 7. This is a 1 8 pair. That's a 7. That's a 4. That's an 8. That's a 7. That's a 9. That's an 8. That's not 8. That's a 3. Those are not 3. That's an 8. That's a 3. Sorry about that, everyone. That was just awful of me. That's not 3. Uh, 3 is not up there. 3 is down here. That 7 is making that 1 and that 7. That makes that 3 and that 1. That makes that 4, that 5, that 3. The 5 makes that 9 and that 5. The 9 makes that 8 and that 9. The 8 makes that 1 and that 8. That makes that 4. And we'll finish with a 1. So that's Asterisk by Ashish Kumar, one of his enthralling Sudoku packs. I'm sorry that I stumbled at the end there, particularly to Ashish, but also to everyone who was watching. Please have a look at Ashish's Enthralling Sudoku Patreon and to his ebook. I think they're really, really good. As you could see, there was no particularly advanced techniques used in those puzzles, but you did need to just look for some little tricks which really do help you with just improving your Sudoku skills overall. And I think they're worth it. Thank you very much for watching. I'm sorry this turned out to be such a long video, but I really did want to showcase the paid content that he allowed me to. He gave me permission to show you. Thank you very much. Have a good morning.